Hi everyone, welcome to Chronic Colouring Down Under. Firstly, I want to thank those who have subscribed so far, and I'd like to welcome those who are watching for the first time. Thank you. My name is Sarah and I'm from Victoria, Australia, and today I'll be giving you a update on the channel and just a bit of a colour and chat. So grab a drink and put your feet up and enjoy. Hi everyone. Yeah, I'm back after having a much needed break. So today I thought I'd just have a little chat while I'm working on this book. Firstly, I want to say that I'm sorry that I have been missing in action. I just really needed to have a bit of a break from all social media. I started sort of dipping my toes back in about a week ago, like watching and whatnot, but I just sort of tried to cut back on everything and just focus on my mental health and on my physical health and on Darren's health and the kids with we had to they both got vaccinated, their first vaccination last week, and not very many people like any sort of needle, but my youngest, he reacts quite badly to any vaccination he gets. He actually if he doesn't faint, he ends up being sick. So he, I think the doctors just think that he's getting almost too worked up about it, which I totally agree with them because he really stresses over it, and so it's really hard as a mum watching him go through that, because he'll be begging you right up to, you know, when the needle's just about to go in, to not have it. So yeah, so I've been just spending a bit more time with my boys, because they also are going back to school for, what's the date today? 21st of October today. They're both going back to school full time tomorrow, which is really, really, really needed. They're doing fine academically, but socially they're just so needed to get back into the classroom and be with mates, and you know, just bouncing things off other kids as well is important. First thing I want to talk about, I just want to say, and you know, just such a huge thank you to you all. I have received so many DMs, so many emails of, you know, wishing me all the best and to look after myself. Just beautiful, positive vibes. And, you know, I've received so many from you guys, from other creators. I'm just speechless, and to be honest, I just don't know how to thank you all. It really, it has helped. Quick update, my mental health, it did get quite bad, unfortunately. I still have quite a bit to work on. I'm back with my psychologist, and basically I've just got to sort of learn again what I'm capable of. I've got a tendency to, the best way I can describe it is, because I used to call my mother-in-law this, I used to say she was Vegemite. She spreads herself too thin on the toast. And what I mean by that is that she tries to help everybody and do the right thing by everybody. And, you know, when I sort of reflect back, yeah, I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I'm a little bit like that too. And I just got to the point where I was probably, you know, overstretching myself. I didn't have enough eggs left in my basket to look after myself as well. So I just had to pull back from this for a bit and sort of try to fill my basket back up again. And the support that I've been getting from you guys, and obviously from my family and my doctor and my psychologist, has been great. Fortunately, we're not, because I don't want to adjust my medication just yet. I want to just try alternatives first, because I had to increase my medication last year and I feel quite good where I am. I'm a big believer in that you still need to feel your sads, you still need to feel your mads. It's just how you deal with them and how you process them. So at the moment my doctor is quite happy and my psychologist are quite happy for me to stay at my medication level. So yeah, that's good to have their support. I mean, it got to the point where, you know, I wasn't showering every day, I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleep, just not. I hate night times anyway as it is. I hate when everybody else is asleep and then my mind just goes. It just turns on and just, it goes. And I struggle turning it off. So I've just really got to find ways to learn how to relax that aren't, I mean, colouring, yes, is great for me, but I also need to find another way to relax, like in bed when I've tried music, I've tried meditation, I've tried, you know, wiggling, you know, focusing on my toes all the way up, and I just, yeah, I really struggle with it. So it's something that I've really got to work on, because I don't know, you know, as I say to the boys, you want to be here, while you're here in this life, you want to enjoy it as much as you can. You don't want to be feeling sad. You don't want to be feeling mad, because they're not, negative feelings are just so, to me, they're just too much. And I just, sorry, I'm just testing out colours, what I'm going to do next. And I hate negativity. And I mean, I don't think there's many people that do like negativity, really, Sarah, so you're a bit silly saying that. But, like, for example, you know, Darren and I have enough negativity in our life when it comes to our health. So, you know, we don't need extra. So, yeah, so I'm proud of me to have recognised, and I've reached out. So, and that's a big thing. Anybody who suffers with mental health issues will know that sometimes that's the hardest part, is reaching out. Then on to my physical part. One day I will explain what is going on with me physically. I'm still doing a lot of work on that too, because I get quite mad over that. Most days I've accepted it, but there's other days where I'm like, no, this is bull. You know, there's got to be something that can be done. But I went and saw my pain specialist down in a major town, or yeah, it'd be a city. When did we go? That was the 9th, I think, of October. and he was amazing. He was really good. We're trying different treatments at the moment. Unfortunately, the first treatment wasn't very successful. I'm in my second trial of something else, and I'm only in 24 hours, so I can't really say if it's working yet or not. But so far I'm feeling human is the best way to put it. My GP and my specialist want me to see a new rheumatologist who is also down in the same city, which is great that we would go to, because of just different little things that are happening onto my body, and they're just thinking it's all linked to my liver, but also like with the joints and a lot of troubles happening there. But at the end of the day, my goal is, like, I've been told that I'll never be cured, and that's fine, and I understand that on my good days, but I don't want to just exist. My goal is to, be able to go and watch the kids play tennis every single Saturday, go to training twice a week with them, go to football, go swim with them. I just want to do things with them and not be the one that is, stuck at home while Darren gets to go and watch them do it all, or grandparents if Darren's having a bad day. So, yeah, that's our goal. Just to get me to a point where, I'm not going to be able to run a marathon or anything. I don't think these little duck legs will get me very far anyway, because I swear I've shrunk. But just, to have some quality of life. Ooh, sorry, I'll just turn. Sorry about that. I actually ran out of space on my SD card. That just shows you how unorganised I am. I don't clear things like that. So, where was I? Yep. I'm just wanting to be able to do things with the kids. Between that little break, the boys said, yeah, you're definitely feeling better, Mum, because I've told them that their rooms have to be mum spotless and vacuumed and dusted before they can touch an electronic. They've just got home from school, so they're not real happy with me at the moment. Oh well, if they didn't keep their rooms like bloody pigsties, I wouldn't have to nag, would I? So, yeah. Yep, so some good news. My liver is starting to recover, which is really good. Because there was a bit of concern there for a while. It's pretty well back to where, I might as well leave the lids off, otherwise you're going to hear clicking all the time. It's pretty well back to what the specialist wants it at. It still means certain treatments are out for me because my liver reacts really badly to certain medications and treatments, but the biggest worry was the damage that had been done. So there's a bit of, I think they said scarring, there's a bit of damage, but it's not anything that needs to be concerned about at the moment. So I was really happy with that. As I said, the boy, I'm just trying to give you an update. I've got notes scratched here, but they look like chicken scratching in dirt. I can't even it's bad when you don't understand your own writing. As I said, the boys are back at school tomorrow, so that's great. Darren's health, he's doing quite well. He's got a little bit cranky with him because I've got a little bit tough on him the last couple of weeks with his diet, because he does have diabetes type 2. and it's unfortunately diabetes puts you in a high risk of having a stroke. And now, because Darren had a stroke last year, he is even more vulnerable. And so, yes, I've been on his case about what he's eating and that a bit lately. I've sort of got a bit slack with it in the way I was, not that I wasn't caring, but I just didn't have the fight in me anymore. It was like, well, if you want to eat 16 donuts, eat 16 donuts. It's your life, sort of thing. But I can't sit back and not do anything about it. He just came out and had a bit of a sook to me because I gave him some crackers that he could have, and he said, they're plain. And I said, no, these are honey soy flavoured ones. And I said, they're nice, I like them. And so, yeah, he's not enjoying this change. But I'm sure his blood levels will reap the benefits. And of course, while I was having my bad time mentally and my pain being just out of control because we just couldn't get my medication right, Darren had to have a couple of tests as well, where he had to wear a I can't remember, like a blood pressure monitor for 24 hours to check how that's going. He's got to do that, I think, once a year. And then 2 days later, he had to do the heart monitor one. So after those 2 days, he was a pretty grumpy bear because they had to shave some of his chest hairs off, and I thought it was funny, but yeah, he wasn't real impressed. But yeah, then all that gets sent down to our specialist in Melbourne to see how that's all going. But he appears to be doing really well at the moment. And I think that is because he's in the process of starting his own little business. My parents used to own a lolly shop in another town, and oops, sorry, I don't even have you in camera. And they had different sort of gadgety machines and that, and so they said to Darren, you know, do you want these? Would you use these for anything? And he's like, oh yeah. So he's in the process of setting the garage up to be his workshop, and so today he's been focusing on prepping the floor to paint the floor, and then he's done all the etching and stuff like that. I don't know, I just pretend I know what he's talking about. I just listen to him. And then he is painting tomorrow or Saturday, I believe. Yeah, it's just so to make the floor easier to clean. You know how sometimes, because concrete's porous, it takes sort of, it's a little bit harder to clean. So we thought, well, if we paint it, then it's going to be a lot easier to clean, and it does look nicer. So yeah, so that's he's up to, and I think it's really good for him because he's got a bit of a focus and something to distract him. It's like how I am with the YouTube, you know, a bit of purpose. So that's where Darren's at. I just spotted a leaf that, there it is. Now, what's next? Oh, between now and Christmas, there's going to be a lot of content coming up on this channel, just because I am just so far behind, but I want to catch up, so I sort of start afresh next year. Look, I've got dates all set, and I'm one of these people that has to be organised. I really hate not being organised. And so I'm sat down last night and wrote, oh, that was a bit out of the lines then, Sarah, you silly Billy. I sat down last night and worked out sort of my next, say, 10 days, I think it was, I did worth, and of what's coming up. And it still hasn't got everything in that I wanted to, but I didn't want to be flooding you guys and boring you or pushing my luck and doing too many videos every day. So I've sort of just pushed a couple back to next month, which I'm a bit disappointed in myself, but I'm not going to be hard on myself. They're going to get out eventually. The stuff's not going anywhere. So let me just have a look at my notes. See what I mean by chicken scratch. So this will go up Friday, tomorrow, and then Saturday, I don't know. I've got another haul video coming up. Well, it'll probably be 2 because I've still got stuff from August, believe it or not, and I've got piles everywhere. So I think instead of just going, oh, I got this in August, I got this in then and whatever, I think I'll just get them done and move them on, because they're just sitting in piles in my office and driving me nuts. So I want to get them away. I've got the scary tag coming up. I've got the Q&A for Darren and I. How well does Darren know me? So, excuse me, if there's any extra questions you want to pop in before that gets done, pop them down below. We were really hoping that we could have got that up last week because it was our 26th wedding anniversary last Thursday. So, yeah, we were hoping to put it up that day. But, yeah, I couldn't push myself. So, yep. There'll be one more Do It Like with Danny. And then next month I'll be starting, I'll be doing a Do It Like, and we'll have a different creator. And I'll announce that next month. I'll be doing birthday call-outs, and we'll do Where in the World. So I'll scratch the map and show everybody where in the world. We've got our usual Colour-opoly roll call, and then the Colour-opoly game, what I coloured and what I will be colouring. So, yeah, that's just in the next 10 days. So I've got a bit to go. December is going to be really focused, obviously, on Christmas for me. I'm a big Christmas fan. I love Christmas. But I'm also very aware that Christmas can be tough for some people. So just keep that in mind at this time of year, just to spread a bit of joy and kindness to everybody, because it's not always the happiest time of the year for people. I'll bring this up again in Colour-opoly roll call. I've got a Christmas Monopoly, so I thought I'll bring that out and we'll use that for December's rolls. But I'm going to be obviously changing the prompts to sort of more Christmas orientated, and if you've got anything that you would like me to add into there, comment below. But again, I'll mention this in the Colour-opoly roll call. It will be December. When it comes to December for January, and again I'll talk about this, it's going to be early, because January we sort of try to go away with our kids for a couple of weeks, and it's just crazy time with our families, and as it is for a lot of people. So again, I'll talk about that. What else have I got? Oh, I got some beautiful happy mail too while I wasn't, and I haven't, very unorganised. I will include that in my haul. But one of my big goals for next year, and it means that we'll just have to, just hang on a second. Sorry, I knew I was going to run out of time on my recording. Big goals for Sarah for next year for the channel. As you know, I've just started a Instagram page. I really don't know what I'm doing on Instagram. I've got no idea. So I do apologise with how Colourpoly is getting presented on there, because I don't know what I'm doing. You can see with my editing, even with my YouTube videos is not the best. So I've decided I'm going to do a little course with Skillshare, I think it was, I found. So next year I really want to focus on behind the scenes stuff, just to give you guys better quality videos and Instagram and stuff. And I'm even thinking about a Facebook page, if that's something that people would be interested in. But again, that's not going to be happening until next year, because I just don't want to overwhelm myself. I've really got to, like I said earlier on, I love being organised. I'm generally a very organised person. I haven't looked at my planner for probably 3 weeks, which is big for me. So the planner's getting pulled back out this week, and just that helps ease my anxiety, just knowing that I've got little bits and pieces and I'm not overwhelmed having to catch up. So yeah, so I'm actually looking forward to that, because I look at some videos on YouTube, and you know, I even said to Tiana the other day, how do you put those words on Instagram on a photo? Like, I don't even know how to do that sort of stuff, and I feel really bad. And there was another thing that really bothered me. There'd been someone, I can't remember where I saw it, whether it was on YouTube or on Insta, but someone's actual work, colouring work, had been pinched by somebody and they'd claimed it as their own. And I thought, God, you know, why do people do that? Like, what do you get out of it besides, you know, oh, that's great work, but how could you sleep at night knowing that that's not your work? I just couldn't do it. So I want to work out a way that I can, like, watermark all your pictures that I put on my page to protect your work, because I'd feel terrible if anybody had pinched your work that you've put on chronic colouring down under. So it's those sort of things that I want to sort of learn and teach myself. And the boys are getting over helping me. So, and you know, summer holidays will be coming up soon, and I'm not going to see them much. If they're home, they're going to be in their room on their electronics, and if they're not here, they're out with their friends, especially now that we're out of lockdown. So I think I need to be a big girl and learn how to do it for myself. So that's there. I do have a couple of collabs coming up, so I'm excited about that. And I'm going to do a really cheeky plug. My good mate Tiana from Tiana's Colouring Creations, if you haven't checked her channel out yet, please do so. She's quiet, she's a little bit shy, so just be gentle. She's a beautiful person. She does some amazing work, and not only does she have a colouring channel, but she also has her, oh shoot, I'll make sure I've got the link in the below. Sorry Tiana, I'm terrible. But she has just launched a channel with her drawings. This girl, she's got some talent, I tell you. It's not my cup of tea what she's drawing, because she loves her horror, but she's just, yeah, really worth checking out. And yeah, if you could just give her a bit of support and encouragement, that would mean the world to me, because she's a really good stick, and she's been a great support for me ever since I started YouTube. Really, we've formed a friendship pretty quickly. So yeah, there's a bit of a shameless plug for my mate. And then that's pretty well it, I think. But if there's anything that you guys want to see in the future, I do have organisation stuff coming up. I do have room tour, I do have book collection, supply collection, all those sort of things. But also, you know, I always try to think of different sort of videos. I do have a couple coming up in January. Again, November and December are just crazy for our family, so I'm just sticking with the traditionals, I suppose you could say, for November and December. So, yeah. So, again, if you've got any questions for Darren and I, well, for Darren, to see how well he knows me, can be colouring related, it can be not colouring related, anything you can ask anything, all on the table. The only thing that's not on the table is religion or politics. Refuse to talk about it, because I just respect everybody's opinion, and I don't want to cause any conflict or drama, or yeah, just some people, yes, and especially right now with COVID, and there's just lots of various different views and whatnot, and everyone's got their right to their own view. So I'll just leave that at that. So, yep, got a question? Ask below. Let's test Darren and see how well he knows me. And if there's anything that you would like to, a prompt that you would like to see in Coloropoly, put that in too. Otherwise, I really hope you're all doing well. I can't thank you all enough again for the support that I've received, the patience you've had with me. I'm really, really, really grateful. And hopefully from here on, it's up and forward, and just no more hiccups for a while. So, and that's up to me, and that's what I've got to learn. I've just got to recognise what I can do, and you do that too. But the main thing I want you to do is enjoy your colouring. As you can see, mine's not a work of art, mine's not the best, but I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So that's the main thing, isn't it? Is fun, enjoying, relaxing. So thank you guys for watching. I've rambled on enough as it is, and I really appreciate the support that you guys have given me during this difficult time. If you enjoyed this video and not subscribed, please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell. If you enjoyed it, also like it. Share with your friends, comment below. But most of all, please stay safe and happy colours. Bye.